Christmas during the Civil War served both as an escape from and a reminder of the awful conflict rending in country in two. Soldiers looked forward to a day of rest and relative relaxation, but had their moods tempered by the thought of separation from their loved ones. At home, families did their best to celebrate the holiday, but wondered when the vacant chair would again be filled. I'm Jake Storelli, and this is Laughs from My Ass.
And that's what we're talking about today. That was good.
Do you like that?
I wish we did it every episode now. I truly do. I wish we did it every episode. So that was Jake giving the intro for the last episode of Season 2 of Laughs from the Past, covering the Civil War. This is the 10th and final episode, and it's been a fun ride. And as Jake said, we're going to talk about Christmas during the Civil War.
The holiday was the toughest time on the troops, while it was also the most exciting venture for other members of the troops.
People liked it, and people didn't like it.
I think I have to stop talking like that.
Some people had fun, others died.
I think that's one of those things I wake up one day and I just talk like that, and that's it.
Yeah, you're stuck. It's
That's
a fun
game over.
accent. Like you can get stuck into that one.
I've
You
never
get
gone that slow with it. I love it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you make people really wait on you.
Yeah.
Are you really commanding the conversation when you talk that slow?
It's quite the buildup. When you have an anticlimactic sentence, it's a bad time.
yeah. Like, oh, fuck, I waited for that. That sucked at the end.
Tough.
You ever celebrated the war in the middle of celebrated Christmas in the middle of a war?
No.
Nice. Where's your time frame on Christmas? If I told you Christmas
December
was
25th.
if I told you it was very, very popular during the Civil War, would you be like, whoa, it was that big of a holiday already? Or were you like, oh, obviously it's been established for hundreds of years?
No idea. I mean, I'd assume it's pretty big because it was all over the world and there's religious ties. So yeah, I'd assume it goes back before that. And I mean, times were boring. So yeah.
Okay.
I'd assume it was pretty big.
All right. So the Civil War actually shaped the way Christmas is as a holiday in America. And that's going to be the first section. We're talking about Christmas and the Civil War. Then we're going to talk about the Great Snowball Fight. And then we'll wrap it up a little. But yeah. Before the Civil War, Christmas was not an official holiday in the United States, nor was it celebrated uniformly across the country. In early New England, Christmas was looked down upon by Puritans and Calvinists. Because what wasn't?
Right.
Like, of course the Puritans hated Christmas. They basically hated everything.
Still do.
Still do.
My Puritan friends.
Your Puritan friends don't even like you.
No. That's mostly everything.
Yeah. Everything about you is anti-Puritan.
Well, come on.
Well,
I respect them doing their own thing.
Do you like Calvinists?
Like the guy who wrote Calvin and Hobbes, he was all right.
Yeah, I have no idea what a Calvinist is, but they're lumped in with Puritans right now, and they were anti-Christmas, so boo the Calvinists.
Boo the Calvinists, I guess.
Yeah, tough to boo something. We're not entirely sure what they do or who they are, what they stand for, but boo those guys. Because they felt, with the Puritans, that that the day should be observed for strict fasts and rituals, if it was observed at all. And during the 17th century, Massachusetts imposed a fine on colonists who celebrated the holiday, and after it became a state, its businesses and schools did not observe the holiday at all. So if you celebrated Christmas in mass, you were getting a fine, which sounds, I don't even know how you do that.
Sure.
No, we were just eating a regular big dinner. It's my mom's birthday.
Were fines real?
How was anything imposed back then? Now, you were celebrating Christmas. No. It's my grandma's birthday, December 23rd, and she was sick yesterday, so we're just, we're celebrating it now. No, it's Christmas. Fine. Like, what do you do? Okay, take all my corn, I guess.
Yeah, that's one of those tough ones for me. And we'd have to bring in an expert. But like the Denver airport, it's illegal to travel with weed. But over like the 3 years it's been legal, I think they've only arrested like 3 people who were either assholes or traveling with a lot of weed.
Yeah, they were either smoking as they went through security.
So I'm starting to wonder if the Christmas law enforcement team was really in action.
It's like Footloose. Like, how did you really find people for dancing?
There's probably like 2 dick towns that were like the anti-Christmas towns.
Yeah, it was Scrooge and the Grinch.
Ebenezer.
Yeah, they were in charge. Elsewhere, Christmas was celebrated in a variety of ways, most depending on the country of origin of the immigrants who celebrated it. Makes sense? Imagine, like, the Germans celebrated it in German ways, and those Italians celebrated it in Italian ways. Imagine if the Irish were celebrating it in Polish ways. Like, whoa, Irish.
There's
crazy.
Probably a little bit of that, but it was probably tough to admit. Like, someone was like, yo, those Italian are cooking up fish, and I could go for some fish.
I went over to Gianni's house, and his grandma had 3 fish in the bathtub, just ready for flaying. Why don't we do that, Dad? Well, we're Polish. We don't eat. I don't know the Polish custom.
Watch out for that doorknob. Is that a Polish doorknob joke?
Yep. By the mid-19th century, the holiday's importance and distance from religious tradition was already starting to grow. Songs and carols like Jingle Bells, which was made in 1857, and poems like A Visit from St. Nicholas, 1823, set the stage for a fun, secular holiday that revolved around gift giving and celebration with food and drink. So the Civil War, as you know, because you've been listening to this podcast, started in 1861. So we're at like a good 30 to 40 years since it not even being a religious thing, like moving towards let's just have some fun.
Just enjoyment.
Yeah. But it still wasn't like crazy popular, and it was never an official holiday of America.
Okay.
So during the war, popular media did its best to increase the morale of both soldiers and their families at home around Christmas. Harper's Weekly, the most popular periodical of the time, published a variety of Christmas stories and illustrations during the war. The most famous were drawn by illustrator Thomas Nash, who portrayed not just sad wives and husbands, but happy Christmas Day traditions, and he is credited with solidifying how the nation imagined Santa Claus with illustrations of a jolly bearded Saint Nick who handed out good cheer to soldiers and families alike. So the image we have as Santa Claus came from magazine entries during the Civil War to cheer up soldiers and families at home because they were so sad and forlorn. They're like, here, look at this fat, happy guy.
You're telling me some guy named Thomas Nash basically created Christmas?
He created Santa Claus, yeah. The image of Santa Claus that we know.
Okay.
You're not excited about that?
I am, but I think this guy needs more love in the history books.
Thomas Nast. Yeah, dude, if you look up his original drawings of Santa Claus, it's not even, it holds true to like what we picture Santa Claus in our head right now. I'll show you right now. I will show you.
I wonder why he rolled with fat. Was that his idea?
I think fat people are like, known as jolly people.
Jovial?
Yeah. But right, doesn't that hold up? That's a good Santa Claus.
Yeah, especially when I first Googled his name, it was like his head on a cat. Did you see that pic?
No.
I got to show you this pic. Oh, it opened up a YouTube video. I do not want to see that. See if this link works for you.
All right. Excited for it. Waiting for it.
This is some more Thomas Nast work.
Thomas Nast. Yeah, that's a double-headed cat. That's like cat dog, but it's two people. This has to be a political cartoon. And yes, I am at the YouTube as well.
I know. I am now at the YouTube.
And I don't want to be. Yeah.
About
Yeah, so
Tom-
that dude was like he came up with Santa Claus. So Santa Claus, as we know it, that image.
Do you see
from the
Thomas Nast's facial hair as well?
Oh, yeah, great. I mean, you don't become an artist and not have artistic facial hair.
I mean, he's got the full 1800s mustache, and he's got kind of the pharaoh goatee going on.
It's a good look. It's a creepy look. You did it now, I'd hate your guts. You do it back then, I guess you're okay.
Yeah, it's good 1800s artist look. Strong.
Strong. Though individual traditions still varied, the upheaval of the Civil War made the holiday seem more and more important to separated families. The Christmas season reminded mid-19th century Americans of the importance of home and its associations of invented traditions. Basically, Jake, everyone was so sad during the Civil War that they
Why?
were like, I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
If it wasn't all the killing and bullets and just like shitty living conditions, then maybe it was something else.
Okay.
But they were
So we don't
sad
know.
and they were melancholy, and they just turned to Christmas as like, hey, at least let's have a great Christmas. It's
Yeah.
kind of like that. That's actually a good. There's probably so many sad people out there. Like, just don't ruin my Christmas. Just really hoping for a good Christmas this year. Make or break.
I think there's a lot of people that do that still.
Yeah. The Christmas season. No. When the war ended, the magazines and newspapers that had underlined the importance of the holidays kept promoting it and reuniting families devastated by the losses of the war, and they kept cherishing it. And in 1870, in the aftermath of the war, Congress passed the first federal holiday law and made Christmas an official holiday. 4 years of war had changed the holiday from a loose celebration to an essential one. Unofficial to official, because it was just like maybe like the sole happiness in the Civil War. Like every year is like, okay, we got Christmas.
Dude, I also think I said this to you, I think jokingly beforehand, but I mean, I've got a holiday theory that like Thanksgiving and December are their end of the year because winter comes in, people are getting depressed, they're kind of a pick-me-up. And then I think you just confirmed it for me.
It sounds like it could be true.
Yeah.
People are just sad all the time. Let's have some fun on Christmas.
And that war thing. But yeah.
Here's a fun story I found. In an amusing anecdote. You like amusing anecdotes?
Oh, yes.
Sometimes you juggle which amusing anecdote's going to be on your tombstone.
Yeah, it has been discussed.
What are you going with right now?
He loved it was up there for a while.
Yeah, it's great. I wish I had that drop.
I
Soundboard.
don't know. What do you got right now?
Lived, died.
Nice.
It's not nice. It was bad. In an amusing anecdote, a Confederate prisoner relates to how the realities of war intruded on his Christmas celebrations. In quotes, a friend had sent me in a package a bottle of old brandy. On Christmas morning, I quietly called several comrades up to my bunk to taste the precious fluid of disappointment. The bottle had been opened outside, the brandy taken and replaced with water and sent in. I hope the Yankee who played that practical joke lived to repent it and was shot before the war ended.
So his kids were in high school and took his brandy.
His kids, you think, took his brandy? Oh, yeah, same thing. Got water. Yeah.
Yeah.
The old
You got
replace
it.
it with water. The old replace it with water trick.
Yeah.
Remember when our roommate Taylor Glenn tried to do that? Because
Yeah.
He's sober for like 8 years now. I doubt he listens to this program. What's
Congrats.
up, Tyler? It was your birthday 2 days ago. Congrats. But you were an alcoholic in college. And one time you drank all our whiskey and replaced it with water as if we weren't the same demographic that did that to our parents. You know, like oh, bullshitter. Don't play an underage drinking stealing trick on underage drink stealers. I remember like, he put too much water in there and he put it in the freezer and it froze. And we were just like, Taylor, come on.
The problem is the booze froze.
So, but this guy says that, I don't even know how this would happen. This Confederate soldier says a Yankee stole all his brandy and switched it with water. And he hopes that the guy got shot and died.
Yeah, I get that.
Well, he didn't say died. He said was shot before the war ended. So maybe it was just like a casual, maybe just like nicked the pinky up.
Yeah, just a flesh wound.
Yeah.
A flesh wound.
Ideal spot for you to get shot?
Oh, I think it's the buttocks.
Yeah. Good call.
Okay.
There's a guy in Easy Company, Band of Brothers, Buck.
Sure.
Buck. Hell of an athlete from Cal. Buck Compton. He got shot through the buttocks. 2 exit holes, 2 entrance holes, 4 holes. Flush through both cheeks.
Wow.
You got to have a nice butt to have that.
Yeah.
You can't be no iron board, flat butt having loser.
Finish it. Okay.
You could do that. You got a butt for 4 bullet. You got a 4 bullet wound, 4 bullet hole butt.
I got a butt that could take some bullets.
Yeah, 4 bullet hole butt, Jake.
I've been waiting.
4 bullet hole butt, Jake.
Maybe I'll do that one day.
I think that might be now maybe top 50 for Tombstone anecdote.
No.
He had a butt that could take some bullets.
No. It's a good nickname, 4 bullet hole Jake, but don't see it.
You
don't
can't
see
say
it get into the tombstone.
It's not 4 bullet hole Jake. It's 4 bullet hole butt Jake. 2 T's.
Okay, that's fine.
Because your whole body could take way more than 4 bullet holes.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe just 1. Here's a terrible tidbit I don't think I shared in this 10 episodes. So many Civil War pictures, you see the men, the dying, their shirts have been ripped up and their stomachs are exposed. Because if you were gut shot, that basically meant you were in for. Like they weren't going to try to save you. You're just dead.
Yeah.
You're going to lay there and die.
R.I.P.
So when soldiers thought they were shot, they would frantically check their belly. And then, so a lot of dead soldiers, they check their belly and then they just lay there and die. And people thought that they were rummaging through the dead. And then they realized, no, the soldiers did that before they died. So that'll bring the Christmas spirit into the show.
Yeah.
No, you didn't like that?
That's tough.
People got to know. It's interesting, yet terrible. All right. I got a fun story for you.
Let's hear the fun story.
The Great Snowball Battle of Rappahannock Academy. Rappahannock? I think it's Rappahannock.
Rappahannock.
2 back-to-back snowstorms in February of 1863 provided the ammunition for a friendly snowball battle amongst rival divisions of the Confederate troops near Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Yes.
On February 19th, day after my birthday, 8 inches of snow fell on the region. 2 days later, 3 days after my birthday, 9 inches of snow fell. On February 25th, 7 days after my birthday, sunny skies and mild temperatures softened the snow and provided ideal conditions for making snowballs.
We like a good snowball fight.
Oh, yeah, man. You ever see that terrible movie called Jack Frost where his dad dies and then becomes a snowman? It's like
I think so. Who's the dad?
Keaton.
Wasn't the guy we talked about today that I said I need to watch more in a Jack Frost movie?
There's 2 Jack Frost movies, but the one I'm talking about, I don't think Martin Short's in.
Okay.
It's Kinnear. No, not Kinnear. I have it right now. It's Michael Keaton. I was right. Keaton.
Okay.
Birdman. He plays the dad. Terrible movie, but there's an awesome snowball fight scene. During this time, back in the Civil War, the Confederate Army was camped near Fredericksburg. Some of the divisions of the Army had been reorganized, which had created friendly rivalries between the Confederate brigades and regiments. This helped spark a huge snowball battle near Rappahannock, no way I'm saying that right, Academy, in which approximately 10,000 Confederate soldiers participated.
Whoa.
That's a number. 10,000 soldiers in a snowball fight?
That's a big number.
How is there not a scout for the Union, for the Federal Army, that's just bucking it back? Like, they're drenched in snow, and they're all in a snowball fight. Like, let's just shell them. They're preoccupied.
I'm not messing with 10,000 guys with snowballs.
One soldier who participated in the snowball battle described it as one of the most memorable combats of war.
Would a good ice ball be one of the better weapons of the Civil War?
Depends on your accuracy.
But the guns had terrible accuracy, right?
Yeah, but you'd have to. The guns had terrible accuracy. Like we said, it took like 200 bullets to shoot one soldier, or whatever that number was a couple episodes ago.
Right.
You'd have to have a really good arm, and then once you peg him in the face, you'd have to be able to then shoot him with a couple shots.
Right.
You'd have to have a good arm, though.
Okay.
That's why grenades were pretty cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of grenades, Buck Compton, Buck from Band of Brothers, he was a catcher for University of Cal. Pretty good grenade throw.
Nice.
Yeah. So they said it was the most memorable combats of war. And why? Is it because no one died and it was fun? The only one with fake ammunition. You enjoyed that one?
Wait. What was your favorite battle? Probably the snowball fight.
Any reason why? Oh, yeah, zero risk of me dying.
Still injuries, though, right? You think anyone was like, I think I might go for snowball fight, frostbite to get out of this?
There was an injury. A dude fell off a horse because he was like riding the horse into the fight. He got dismounted and got hurt. And that, like, the fake frostbite to get out of the war, okay, but dude, don't be charging on your horse in a snowball fight and get hurt. You're now a loser.
It's tough.
All right. The battle started on the morning of February 25th, which is 7 days after my birthday, 1863, when General Hoke's North Carolina soldiers marched towards Colonel Stiles' camp of Georgians. Now, I don't know how it snows in Georgia, but very rare, and I don't know if it ever gets 12 inches.
Right.
No way, right?
No.
So I think so not only is this a snowball fight in the middle of war, like you got a bunch of Southern boys first time in snow.
Oh,
It makes it like way more joyous.
A lot of pulled groins.
A lot of people like winded right away.
A lot of slipping.
Lost boots. Oh, I almost died in a snowstorm, blizzard of 1996.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ever told you this story?
No, I thought you were going to say the time you got in a car crash in college, snowstorm.
Yeah, that sucked. I crashed into another Domino's driver because there was a ban on driving in town.
Yeah.
But pizza delivery game doesn't quit. So Domino's delivery drivers were the only people on the road. We crashed into each other. 10 feet away from the house. The first turn. Out the driveway, first turn. Boom. Want to know why, Jake? Because it was a blizzard and you couldn't fucking see a thing.
It was a blizzard, yeah.
I checked right, checked left. I ease out left. Boom. I
haven't driven in a real blizzard in a while.
That used to be my thing. Like when I delivered in Newtown after college, I was the only person that would deliver in the storm. So I would be the only one on the road.
Right.
I loved it, man. But I was scared. I would get the best tips. One dude tipped me $20.
Yeah.
Well, this is stupid.
You're prime time then.
If you have no food and it's a blizzard, like you're tipping.
Oh yeah, got to. Survival.
I felt like a hero. Oh yeah, I'm a fucking blizzard delivery boy.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And I was like kind of being risky too while just sitting in my car.
Sure.
So where was I? The Georgians. The attacking force composed of infantry, cavalry, and skirmishers moved in swiftly. Battle lines formed, and the fight began with severe pelting of snowballs. Reinforcements arrived from all sides to assist the brigade under attack. Even the employees of the commissioner... Wait. What's
Excuse
that
me?
word? Even the employees of the commissary joined the snowball battle. Soon, the attacking soldiers were pushed back. So they're treating this like a battle, but why wouldn't you? You've been in battle.
Right.
We're prepped for this.
That's what these fools know.
We can't have a half-assed thing. We've been in battle. I'm pretty torn on this. Like, was this fun? Or like there had to be about like 200 dudes who are like, yo, I don't want to do like formed attacks and shit. Just let me toss some balls at them.
You're thinking it got pretty heated.
I just think there was people that took it seriously and they had a blast, and I can see myself being part of that camp, but I can also see myself being part of the camp like, yo, let's like, we don't need to do war on our snow day.
Yeah, I'm starting to think about it. I think there were some people that took it way too seriously, and I don't like that.
Yeah. Hoke's beaten soldiers retreated back to their camp. Colonel Stiles then held a council of war on how best to attack the retreating force. Sounds like Colonel Stiles took it too seriously.
Yeah.
He decided to organize his men and march directly into their camp with snowballs in hand. When Stiles' forces finally arrived in Hoke's camp, they were quite surprised to find that their adversaries had rallied and filled their haversacks to the top with snowballs. Haversacks are like man purses.
Sure.
So now we got a cool running situation where you got Herv, the American bobsled coach, waiting at the other end of the bridge with a bunch of snowballs. Like, all right, I got him. And then everyone, they're ready before you're ready. Like, you're like, oh, we're good. We got some snowballs. Oh, they got their fucking haversacks filled.
Yeah. I thought you were going to go into a deep Cool Runnings part. I didn't realize you were just referencing that little scene, and that was nice.
Do you want to do more?
No, it was really good. I thought you were going to get like symbolic or something. I don't know. I didn't know where it was going, but then it made perfect sense.
No, just a little Coach Irv snowball.
Coach.
Jeff, our mutual friend Jeff,
Yeah.
used to do that with his hockey jersey all the time. You know, he goes, Coach, help. And he has slams his helmet on. Jeff would put his hockey jersey on and he couldn't pull it in the back because his shoulder pads were too big. And he'd just go, Coach, in the middle of like our coach's pump up speech. It was pretty funny every single game.
It's timing.
Yeah, it's good timing. So this allowed Hoke soldiers to provide an endless barrage of snowballs without the need to reload.
Smart.
Guy's got fucking Gatling guns over there. The attack.
You think anyone landed there? Like some guy, like the straight bully, like grabbed some guy, buried his face in the snow, was being like a huge dick, and then that guy came up to him later. Oh, you think that's fucking funny? Got the gun right in his mouth.
I don't know if it's this source. It might be later, but I read a bunch of different sources on this story, and they said the prisoners of war, like they were taking prisoners from the other rivals, you know, during the snowball fight, and they would get whitewashed as their punishment.
Whitewashed?
Which is better. Yeah, like you take a handful of snow and rub it all over their face.
Oh. Okay.
That's better than dying, which is what's happening in the real war.
Right.
The attacking force was quickly overwhelmed, and many of their soldiers were captured and whitewashed. It was the very next sentence.
There you go.
The snowball battle came to an end, and both brigades settled back into their respective camps. The captured prisoners were quickly paroled and returned to their camp, to much heckling from fellow soldiers. It was noted that General Stonewall Jackson had witnessed the snowball battle. One soldier remarked that he had wished Jackson and the staff had joined so he could have thrown a snowball at the old faded uniforms, which I guess is what they called veterans, which is a cool way to say veteran.
Yeah.
It was a faded uniform.
Stonewall wasn't throwing any snowballs.
No, he's planning the next battle.
Yeah.
The weather turned mild and rainy in the following days, and there were some other snowball battles, but that was the biggest one, 10,000 men. I mean, it's a fun story. I like to picture them sitting back after the snowball fight and being like, man, that was fucking crazy.
Wish
That
we
was so
weren't
much
at.
fun.
Wish we weren't at war.
Yeah, what are you doing tomorrow? Ah, man, putting my life on the line. Probably dying.
But snowball fight was cool.
Yeah, I'll look back at this with eyes the shape of hearts, full belly, and red rosy cheeks.
The boys would look back with eyes shaped as hearts, warm bellies. I forgot the last line. Something about their cheeks.
Yeah, red rosy cheeks.
Red rosa cheeks.
Oh, I forgot to tell you about the time I almost died. We changed it. I was 7 years old in the blizzard of 1996 in New Jersey, and we had bushes in front of our house. You know, so you'd walk out of our house. We had like a 5-step concrete front like landing or porch, whatever you want to call it. It wasn't huge, but it was a little upways.
Sure.
And then off to the sides there were bushes. So the snow came and it was probably 6 feet high, or probably 5 feet high. Well, it was the same height as the porch now.
Right.
And I'm 6 years old, and I think I can jump and dive, and the snow will hold me up.
Right.
So I do that. My mom's shoveling the driveway, and I do that, but my head goes in and goes straight to the bottom, and my legs are sticking up in the air, and I'm just stuck.
Yeah.
And I'm not strong enough to wiggle out of the snow. So I'm just kicking my legs. My face is down at the bottom of the snow, terrified. Felt like probably an hour. It was probably 10 seconds.
Yeah.
My mom came running, and she grabbed my legs and pulled me out. And I was like crying my 6-year-old face off.
Sure.
So red, ice cold to the touch. And best cup of hot chocolate I ever had, Jake.
I bet.
Like, Mom, I went inside and I was like, you're going to get some hot chocolate. I've been trying to beat it. Maybe I'll go stick my head in some snow and see if it tastes good.
Cup of hot chocolate with a side of life.
Snowball fights are fun. Now, is it more fun or less fun when you're in the middle of war?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Less fun. Less fun. Because usually the best part of the snowball fight kind of is the end. Like, it's almost, it's the Dumb and Dumber scene where Harry lets his guard down and he kind of lets out that big laugh. Like, what are we doing? I think the best part of the snowball fight is the end and looking forward to, like,
cooling down.
Yeah.
Or
Heating
warming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I agree.
Yeah.
And you don't have that here. Like, fuck, now all our clothes are wet, our shoes are wet, and we're just still in war.
Yeah, there's probably a good couple fuck it guys.
Also, how long can a good snowball fight last?
Ooh.
10 minutes? I'm giving it 10 minutes tops.
Yeah, I might even be less than that.
I was going to say 10 seconds.
Because, I mean, you throw, depending how your arm is, yeah, your arm starts getting tired, you start getting cold. I mean, you can only do the same trick so many times.
We used to drive around college and just throw snowballs at people.
10 minutes would ride if you had, like, an honest, you get hit once, single elimination, like teams of 10, 20 or so, where if you're 10 minutes deep and you got 2 sneakers floating around, that's a good time.
The best time for me is I'm a sniper, but like a lollipop sniper.
Okay.
So I'm not throwing darts at people. I'm just hunting out people who are totally not involved in the war, like trying to play it cool, like writing love poems underneath a tree. And I'm like looping a soft, fluffy ball up and having it splat on their head. And then they don't know what happened. And then I'm laughing my ass off. And that's a good snowball fight for me.
I mean, it's tough for you to call yourself a snowball sniper when our second friend referenced this episode. Our friend Nick, not known as a thrower, ungodly talented with a snowball in his hands.
That was impressive. He didn't miss a single mark.
Freakish. Guy can't throw a wiffle ball over the plate. Pinpoint with a hunk of frozen water.
Yeah.
He would have been good in the Civil War.
In the battle of blah, 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 blah. I don't know, forget what it was. All right, so since this is the last episode, we did Christmas, did Snowball fight. I want to talk about how it ended, Jake. Do you know who won?
I think there's just a firm handshake, and they went back being two countries, and that's how it ended.
Yeah. Robert E. Lee surrendered to Ulysses S. Grant at Appomattox. He didn't want to surrender, but they were surrounded. The blockade had him cut off. We talked about the blockade and blockade runners, and
right.
The Confederate just didn't have any materials, cut off from sea, cut off from land. They didn't have the things, and once Grant took over, that was a much better adversary than McClellan, and surrendered at what was his name? George McLean's house. We talked about that, surrendering at his house. They pillaged his house. Abe Lincoln got shot a couple months later, shot and died. That was a bummer.
Right.
People were
play.
Yeah, people were sad. But this is an interesting tidbit. The last battle of the Civil War was, however, only fought over a month after the official surrender by General Lee at Palmita Ranch in Texas.
Okay.
They didn't get the memo, I guess.
Or maybe they did get the memo, but they were still just like, screw it.
Although an unofficial truce existed between the Union and the Confederates, Theodore H. Barrett ordered his Confederate soldiers to attack a Union camp close to Fort Brown. His reasons for attacking are unknown, and some say that he was just eager to lead his first attack before the war was officially over. Classic.
That's great.
Classic. Finally gets his own men and gets to lead, and they surrender. Like, what the fuck? I was about to leave my mark on this war.
Yeah, I was going to be a hero.
Let's go attack Fort Brown, sir.
The war is over.
War's over. No, we're going to attack Fort Brown, sir. They're not even going to attack us. They did. They went. The 34th Indiana's Union Private John J. Williams. Oh, no, this is a different thing. John J. Williams said to have been the last death in the combat of the Civil War. Would you rather be the last or the first?
First.
As I asked that, I thought that's the easiest question in the world.
Yeah.
Easily the first.
Start the fire.
I'm just thinking then you don't have to live through the war.
Right, that's the pitch for the end. But if you get killed or one of your buddy gets killed in the last battle, you're like, that really sucks.
I got news for you here, I think.
Okay.
I think John J. Williams was like a handsome booger.
Yeah. Wow.
Right? He's the last guy that died in the Civil War. He's a good-looking dude.
That's tough.
He's got like a Texas Spanish jacket on.
How big his family tree would be by now? A bunch of handsome guys and pretty ladies.
A nice mustache that could still play today. This dude could look handsome today, and great coif hair. Thick eyebrows.
He has today's hair.
Yeah, everyone go Google whatever his name is. John J. Williams. I wonder if there's other pictures of him. These next pictures, he's got like a penis for a nose. We're just looking at a Photoshop one.
Tough.
Yeah, no, it looks like that's his only picture. Crazy difficult to make sure you have a good picture day back in when you're alive in 1860s. It's like that's your life now.
Right.
You know how much people have to go off of when my great grandkids want to find stuff on me?
Oh yeah, so much.
Like, at what age do you have to say, all right, I got to delete every bad picture so all the remaining ones are good?
Never
Too
for
much
me.
Too much effort.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's effort and caring, which are two of my worst qualities.
Taking bad pictures is one of your best qualities.
Oh, yeah.
Delightfully bad pictures.
Thank you.
Not bad because you're trying to make them good and they're bad. Bad because you're good at making bad pictures because you want them to be bad.
Yeah. Tough to comment on.
I'm thinking of your ugly sweater pic.
Tough to comment
It's
on.
fantastic.
Yeah.
That's a skill you have.
It's good.
I introduced Jake's Southern accent to you guys today, and I introduced Shelby Foote to you last episode. And two things we should have done every single episode is play one clip of Shelby Foote talking about what we're talking about, and had Jake intro. But you live and you learn. The next time we do anything with a Southern accent, we'll do that. But I wanted to play Shelby Foote's little wrap up of the war. An interesting tidbit that he has. Here you go.
Before the war, it was said the United States are. Grammatically, it was spoken that way and thought of as a collection of independent states. And after the war, it was always the United States is, as we say today, without being self-conscious at all. And that sums up what the war accomplished. It made us an is.
You have any thoughts on that?
Like, actually, no, because I can only make out every fourth word. And that's not on your end. That's just his voice. Like, I very much enjoy his voice, but I don't catch any of it. Basically, go Joey from Friends, listening to a different language.
Before the war, it was said the United States are. The United States are doing this, doing that, making this. After the war, it was said, he says, grammatically, it was spoken that way and thought of as a collection of independent states. After the war, it was always the United States is. The United States is making this. The United States is doing this instead of the United States are. And then he says, and we say it today without being self-conscious at all, and that sums up what the war accomplished. It went from an is, it made us an is. So basically he's saying after the war, it was like, all right, slavery's over. There's no more South. There's no more North. There's no more this like individual states' rights. Like we are a federal union with federal laws, and we are one nation and not one identity. And the whole language changed to an is instead of an are.
Yeah, still means nothing to me.
You don't get what he's trying to say?
I do, Jim. Sufficious.
Shelby Foote looks both great and bad.
Horrible. No, he looks horrible. And
He looks like he's been making this documentary for 3 years straight.
Since the Civil War, yeah.
So Shelby Foote was a Southern novelist, but not a Civil War novelist, Jake. He wrote novels, stories about characters. And then they commissioned him to write a Civil War book. And he wrote, they're about this thick. They're about as thick as my head. And there are four or five of them. He wrote like the most in-depth. It's my goal to read them before I die. But like, I'm not even going to think about doing it until I have grandkids. Well, hopefully I live that long. And then we'll make Laughs from the Past season 78, the Civil War Part 2. And it'll just be you reading Shelby Foote in a voice.
All right.
You excited about that?
Yeah.
All right. That's the end of the Civil War. It's the end of season 2.
Season 2 in the books.
Christmas, snowball fight. Everyone enjoy your Christmas.
And your snowball fights.
Go have some snowball fights. Hopefully it snows. Enjoy your New Year's. We will be back for just a little catch-up chat. I've said this a lot. I don't know if we'll get any, but if you have any questions, comments, concerns, favorite stories, least favorite stories, favorite episodes, least favorite episodes, any feedback at all, maybe we'll make it part of the next episode. Then we'll announce season 3, and we'll just kind of have a chat about Laughs from the Past and Now, it'll be an announcement episode. That's it. Any last words about Civil War, Jake?
Roll Tide.